Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to another weekly market forecast here with you, Yemi Olaleye. I'm a market analyst at FX Pro, and this is the weekly forecast for this week, covering from Monday, 4th of May till 8th of May 2026. And let's get into the fundamentals before we get into the technicals. On the Monday, first day of trading for this week, we have bank holiday on JPY and Great Britain pounds, and there's no high impact news on that day. On Tuesday, May 5th, we have high impact news on AUD and US dollar, and as well as NZD, which is covering for the cash rate, RBA rate statement, JOLTS, job openings, and unemployment rate on NZD coming up 11:45 p.m. Nigerian time. Wednesday, 6th and 7th, there's no high impact news on JPY as bank holiday on Wednesday. And on Friday, which we have another 5 to 6 high impact news covering for Great Britain pounds, Canadian dollar, and US dollar, which is the BOE Governor Bailey speaking, and Canadian dollar employment change and US dollar average earnings and non-farm payroll also is expected on this day, and it's going to be a fantastic week ahead of us. And quickly, let's move into the technical part of the business and see what exactly we have for this week. And last week was a beautiful one because we recorded some high profit on the assets that we recorded for last week. And on weekly time frame for DXY, what are we expecting? We're expecting more buy momentum into this bullish area before we experience more sell. Last week happened to be a sell energy on the DXY itself, but let's see that further on the lower time frame perspective. On the daily time frame perspective, we saw how the market came back into this daily zone, which I tapped into before. This is the first time, and the second time was last week, Friday, and we saw how the market eventually pulled out for a buy momentum of that level again. So we're still expecting more buy momentum from that going forward for this week. I'm going to take out this one. We're taking out this one, and what I was expecting with this, it has played out already. I'm taking out this one. So essentially, I'm looking for more buy momentum into the daily zone, into the weekly zone, which is just right above here, which you can see. So I'm expecting more buy momentum from where the price is currently to the price level at 104.7 DXY going forward for this week. So let's go into the currency pairs and see this interpretation in real money. We can have momentum right here, reaction, break above later. So with that, let's go into the Euro US dollar and see the weekly time frame perspective. Let's see what we have for this week without wasting time. Last week was a beautiful one. Like I said, it ended like it's also between the bulls and bears, but the bulls won eventually. And let's see that on the daily time frame perspective. Did we make money off this sell? Yes, we did. And we can see the market actually moving into this range. And we had a range for entire last week ending with a very wicked shooting star candlestick on daily time frame perspective. And that suggests to us that we should be expecting more sell. On 4 hour time frame perspective, look at what we had for last week. We projected that the price was going into this level before it starts selling down here. And it sold halfway before it went back above that level based on what happened in the market. And you can see from all signals that is looking right here in front of us, we're looking for more sell right there. I'll be taking out this, or I'm just shifting it a little bit to where this price level is. I'll be taking this out, then I'll be extending this a little bit more right here. So this this can accommodate what I'm looking for. And to make this even more specific, this is a fair value gap zone right above here, and that is a very good zone I could be filtering and wait for the price to actually get into before I look out for more buy opportunity in the market. So in Euro USD, this is what I'm looking out for. I'm looking for more buy afterwards. I'm looking for more sell and later buying from this price level afterwards. So let's keep that energy up and see how the market reacts with that. Projection on this particularly, nothing really is happening on the weekly time frame here on Great Britain pounds US dollar. We have a lot of movement back and forth. I'm taking this out. It's over time. Okay, good. So we have a lot of movement back and forth. I am creating bullish weekly time frame candles and the rest of that. But then on daily time frame, what do we have? We have series of range as well, where the market has actually been consolidating for a long time now. Ended with a shooting star two on the last day of trading for last week, and that on 4 hour time frame. What does it really mean? If you look at the daily time frame, by the way, you're going to see that we have a bullish extension which has actually broke above this high. So should we be expecting the market to continue buying till it gets to this price level before we have a sell, or we should expect the price to actually break below this level and have to come to a fair value gap zone here before we start buying later? Let's see that on 4 hour time frame perspective. Let's see the energy we have. Well, on the 4 hour time frame, I'll be looking for more sell opportunity because right here I'm seeing the market actually giving more sell opportunity. So What is that actually? Anywhere around here is a good one. But to make it clearer, let's go to 1 hour time frame perspective. Let's see how that looks like because I would love to make that very simple. I don't want to be tricked in the market, and this is what I'm looking at exactly. So on 1 hour time frame perspective, this is what I will be checking out for. We could actually start selling again from here, depending on how the market move. But first movement is what we're looking at now. Let's see how the market move into this range. Then we determine what exactly we should be doing for the rest of the week. So the first initial momentum I want to see is a sell that's got a buy reaction from here. It could be 1:3, it could be 1:2, but regardless, I want you to take a buy momentum serious around this price level, and your stop loss also should just be below here at 1.34 or 1.3500. That makes it clear. All right, good. Let's go to the next one, which is the AUD US dollar. On weekly time frame perspective, nothing here. I'm not going to buy this. I've said it over time. I'm not going to buy at where it is. It's not nice. Daily time frame perspective, I'm not going to either buy from where it is right now. It is too much of a range for me. And then on 4 hour time frame perspective, am I looking for any beautiful buy or sell right there? No buy. I want to sell off. If I have anything to do with this guy, I really want to sell off. Look at this. This is my projection. I'm not shifting it or I'm not changing it. I'm just shifting it. So you can have a quality idea of what I'm trying to pass across. This is it right here. So my projection on this remains the same. I want to see a sell till the price gets here, then I'll be buying for there. This is the 4 hour time frame for a very long time now. The price has not gotten there. I don't like so much markings, and I will delete that for now. Before the price gets there, I'm going to mark that again. But going forward, this is my projection on this one for this week. I want to see more momentum right there. On the 1 hour time frame perspective, what can I have here? I don't just want to get into it's a short detailing, okay? But right below this level, we could actually still see reaction like this. Why? Because this is the reaction zone of that demand level on 1 hour time frame too. Can you see that? So, but I don't want to get into that short detailing. I prefer what I can put on there and rest for a couple of time, okay? So on the NZD US dollar, this actually moved well last week. All of those currency pairs we've thought about, they really moved well last week, all right? Including NZD US dollar, which is one of the best one we had right there on weekly time frame perspective. Nothing is really happening. Like the range is getting high, is getting much over 4 weeks now. We've been having the same price level on different weekly time frame highs of candles, and on 4 hour time frame perspective, the range is very, very obvious here, and you can see we have just that resistance holding the price, and we're not breaking above or breaking below yet. But let's see the reaction on the 4 hour time frame perspective and see what we want to do for this week. Last week we projected the price was going to inside this level, and it moved about 44 pips into that level, and it showed this much for that last week, over 110 pips before it went back into the entry zone. So what happened there? Market went back to the entry. So what could you have done? Nothing. You could have protected your profits, or you could have exited. Either ways, whatever you do, it's okay. But what I'm looking out for this week is to see more momentum on this one right here. So I want to see the continuation of a sell. It's just the price going back into the sell level, and that is what I'm saying. But so far, so well, it's not doing bad, and we are not doing bad. Essentially, we should be waiting for more sell opportunity on this one right here. On 1 hour time frame perspective for it, I'm not sure if there's anything I'm going to see. Okay, this is looking good, and we're going to see reaction of this level, as you can see right here. So we're expecting to see reaction of this level, but then I want to see more momentum. I want to see reaction of this level, eventually being broken. Okay, so NZD US dollar is a good one for us for this week as well. It will be going in the direction of Euro USD projection. So that is what I'm saying right there. And then on the USD CAD perspective, what do we have on USD CAD? Okay, on the weekly time frame perspective, let's go straight into it. Well, we're looking at the price actually giving us the same momentum for last week, but our projection was a buy overall on weekly time frame because it's on a monthly demand zone, and we're expecting more buy projection even on the weekly time frame. So last week was a sale, yes, but we're looking for more buy, and you can see, you can take the projection for a buy right here. The rejection has been obvious all along, so I'm looking for more buy on that. Okay, on daily time frame perspective, nothing really much here, nothing really much here. The price actually pulled out from a daily zone that we're expecting a buy to happen from, and that's exactly what happened in the market. So going forward, I'll go to 4 hour time frame perspective and see if we actually still have more zones to react to it. Okay, overall, yeah, we have a zone right there above here, which is sitting here. Now, what we'll be looking for is very simple. Look at another zone here, which I have since last week or thereabout. Yeah, since last week. So I'm just going to be extending it a little so that we don't have to change anything. This is it right there. So what I'll be waiting for is to see more buy momentum of this zone. And I want to see the price actually getting into this range and then giving us that energy. And then overall, we want to see more buy and the price getting into this level. Then from here, I want to see a little bit of sell again. So far, so well. This is what I'm looking at on USD CAD going forward for this week, and it's going to be a beautiful week. Don't forget that. Okay, that is USD CAD for you. And on the USDJPY, this is another fantastic trade that we had for last week. My projection for last week was to see the price into this daily demand zone. I want to see a buy off from that level, and look at that. On Friday, the market actually did over 380 or 400 and something pips into that range. Let me check that again. Look at this. Market did about 500 pips, right? 500 pips into that range for last week Friday, and eventually it bought off about 182 pips of that zone. And this is one of the analysis that we had last week, and that is very beautiful. So for this week, what are we saying about this guy? I'm looking for more buy momentum on it, and currently speaking, honestly speaking, currently it's looking tricky. That's, that's what I'm looking at right now. So it's looking tricky, a little bit tricky, whereby we could actually see the price coming back into this range, right? And giving us a sell momentum a little bit before we have more buy from here. But as it is now, I'll be looking forward for more buy. No long cut, no plenty talk here. So let's just keep the energy up. That is what I'm expecting to see on this one, particularly for this week. And that is on USDJPY. I'll be looking for a buy before I sell off. Okay, so that is on the 4 hour time frame. Even on the daily, it's the same, but let's keep that energy up anyways. On the weekly time frame for USDCHF, what do we have? We're looking for more buy, just like the previous guy. Look at this. So far, so well. We've been having a bearish range, and sometimes we've come to a price they want to break below above the previous high before we start buying more. But currently we have a 3 week candle on weekly time frame that is looking just consolidating at the same time. So what we're looking for is more buy based on the high time frame perspective, seeing this high taken out and looking for liquidity just above those levels. And then on the daily time frame perspective, let's keep that very simple. We saw the price actually broke everything right there on Thursday, and it went straight to a price level on Friday and gave it back, just like the USDJPY. And guess what? I projected this level ahead of time too, and this also gave a fantastic sell momentum. And more so to that, on the USDCHF that you're looking at, I gave a sell energy during the week, and I said that should be on what day particularly. I gave this out on the, I guess, Wednesday. That should be on Wednesday. I gave this zone out on Wednesday that we always selling from here because there is a reaction zone for a supply at this price level. When you look at what the price did, price actually moved here and then it sold down into this range, which is about 124 pips. But regardless, it hit the stop loss that I provided above here because I was targeting a little bit risk management, and right there it has hit this level. But for sure, if you are in class on Wednesday, you could have called this entire move, and that is about 100 pips on average. So for this week, what would happen is very simple. I'll still be looking for more buy. Okay, now I'm going to extend this one right there, and regardless whether you took this at this price level or not, I'm just saying that this is still a very good buy opportunity in the market for now. And as it's looking, we're looking for more buy energy to the price get into this range above here. And that is what we're seeing a reaction from. Okay. So going forward for this week, I will keep the energy up for this one particularly to this level particularly and see how the market is going to buy off that zone. So if you go on to trade this, go to lower time frame perspective and target a level for a retracement. If the market opens with a sell level, then we can look for more buy into this level before we sell off again. So that will be my projection on this one particularly. This is another zone that we'll be buying from, we'll be selling from in the future. But any other thing below, above, I'm taking it out. I don't want so many things on the chart. I'm taking this out too. So that is it on USDCHF going forward for this week. And honestly, let's be simple. Let's keep this very simple. I want to keep it simple. USD GBPUSD JPY. I said I wasn't going to talk about it till the price gets here and give us a buy. Well, price smashed it. Okay. But like you said is, as it was, I was not talking about it because it's high time it started selling. I don't know why it was holding for that long, but eventually it sold. Look at this. GBP JPY sold over 350 pips into that range. If you are on the sell, based on everything I've shared with you in class, that this is the resistance zone holding for whatever reason I don't understand. I told you that the price is just been triggering a lot of buyers to enter before the sell off. And eventually, look at that. They smashed through this on Thursday and it was massive. And you can tell they went straight into another daily, into another demand zone level, which you can tell that is right here. So ideally, we don't have to check this for too much time. It's obvious everywhere on the chart is showing this magnificent movement and clarity, and that is how you should trade. But as it is right now, I'm not looking for anything on it. I'll wait for the correction because this is not really looking nice. It's looking like obviously it's going to buy, but I'm not going to take it because it's not looking nice. And GBP AUD follow suit. I'm not really looking at this too. There's no price action for me to deal with here. I have about 14 assets I'm talking about today, and this is GBP Canadian dollar. Overall, I was going to be looking for a buy, but this is just too much of a rough sense for me. This is too much of a consolidation, which I'm not impressed with. I'm not. Market doesn't have. I don't have to be impressed with the market, anyways. But this is not what I'm looking for. So this is too much of a range. Let's say a breakout of the either side. Above or below, we'll talk about this again. All right. So going forward with the XAUUSD, which is the gold, sorry, for this group particularly, we're projecting that we're going to sell off from this level at a point in time. If you check the weekly time frame perspective, let's go to the weekly to make it simple. We have a zone that we're dealing with, the way we want to sell from or where to buy from in the future. This is one of them. It has played out before now. This is another one. It has played out before now. And no, it has not played out rather. This is another one I've marked before now, which has not played out. So I'm waiting for more momentum into the bearish energy for what the price is showing right now. When there's inflation, what do you expect? Gold will be selling, of course, yeah. So on the daily time frame perspective, what do we have? We see how the price has actually moved in this perspective, didn't get into where we're expecting a daily turn around, but it started selling anyways. But the sell was much of a range. He's not really doing much of a sell energy as well. And also is doing more of a recovery for the last couple of hours of the closing trade for last week. So exactly what do we have here? Everything looks like nothing really is happening on this time frame. So let's check on our time frame perspective and see. I'm going to take out a lot of things now. Sorry. I am going to take out a lot of things. Sorry. I'm not interested in this one. Okay. So right here. What are we looking at? This is a daily time frame. This is a 1 hour time frame. This zone, I'm taking this one out. The price did not get to this level, which I projected in class, and it sold off eventually, right? But I gave out this price level, this one right here, on the 50-minute time frame of 45. I can't remember when I gave this out. This is on 45-minute time frame. This is it here. So price went into it and did over 9,000 pips in that buy direction. I'm taking that out too. So for this week, what are we expecting? Are we going to see more buy momentum? Yeah, there's high possibility that we see the price banking back into this level. And if it does, yes, it's a short-term buy. You can target that. On 1 hour time frame perspective, let's see if we have something similar. On 1 hour time frame, no. In 1 hour time frame, no. I'm looking at this. 1 hour time frame is looking like we're going to buy before we see more momentum on it. Okay. So on 1 hour time frame, what are we looking at? This is more of a buy. We're looking for a buy, like the price having a high price structure here. And also we're looking at 2 dimensions, anyways, 2 dimensions like this. Okay, so this is very possible in the market as well. So if you are if you are looking at 1 hour time frame perspective, this looks good for us to sell from this price level. So that means we should be expecting more buy into this level. As you can see, higher highs and higher lows, rather, higher lows, and then markets could actually still create that as higher low and move into this price range for us to have a sell. But if that is on a lower time frame perspective, trust me, this is looking good for a bearish energy, which is right here on the 15-minute time frame. Let's see. Excuse me. This is the 15-minute time frame. As you can see, this is the demand zone on the 15-minute time frame. So with that now, let's keep the energy simple. I'm going to take this out. I don't need it for now. And then that is that on gold for now. On Monday, when market opens, we're going to check it out again. I'm going to see if anything changes. I'm going to update this as due. All right. So quickly, let's move to the next one, which is the BTC US dollar. On the weekly time frame perspective, look at what we have. We're looking for how the price will actually give us more buy momentum into this price level here. And from there, we have to look for a sell or a buy if the market actually projects or presents that. On the daily time frame perspective, what we have really, we saw how the price has actually moved gradually, following our projection, and it has been creating higher highs and higher lows over time. And then we still have a long way to go into the daily supply zone. And then we have the price actually sitting right there, currently at 78,218. And then what is the next thing we should be looking for on 4 hour time frame perspective? Moving straight into that, you see how the price has actually created something like this. But then I'm not going to be bothered with all of this information now. Excuse me. I just want to see the price actually moving on the 4 hour time frame to give us an highlight of what we should be doing exactly. So, 4 hour time frame perspective, just like this zone is looking so tempting right now, I'm going to mark it. I'm not going to pretend it's not there. And this is a buy momentum. So, in case we have a sell on BTC US dollar, this is what we should be expecting to see. All right, this is the buy we should be seeing at 76,000. If that is not happening, we already have a zone here, which is sitting at 70,098, and around that zone is also a very good level we should be buying from if the price choose to come there. I don't know the kind of crash that will happen, but it's just a zone anyways. So right there is an opportunity for a buy. This is looking more possible than this, and let's see how the price unfold. Then let's go to the next one, which is the S&P 500, which I've talked about last week, and let's see what that how it's going. For last week, I said looking for more sell before we buy off, and currently there's nothing like that because it bought for last week. Daily time frame perspective projected that we're still looking for limited sell, yes, but it's giving a strong buy, and at the same time looking like the bulls are tired and they're looking exhausting. Okay, on 4 hour time frame perspective, let's see what we have. If we have this on 4 hours, then what should we be doing? Of ours, we should be selling to buy. That is the projection I'm seeing here. We should be selling to buy. So what I have last week is the same. I'm just going to extend it. I'm not going to change anything. And this right here, it looks the same. So right here, I'll just be waiting for more sell on S&P 500. And in the future, we should be buying off at this price level. Stop loss is 878.42. And that is what we have right there. So on the WT for this week, nothing really interesting. Last week smashed our stop loss level, which is right there. As you can see, the price was moved by a lot of fundamental attribute as well, which is okay. But then let's take out this, let's take out this, let's take out this and this, and let's see what we have for this week. On the 4 hour time frame perspective, do we really have anything that looks like we should be looking forward to more sell opportunity in the market? Yes, we do. Because right there on the 4 hour time frame, if you check the daily time frame, nothing. On the weekly time frame, nothing, because everything looks just like that. A lot of ranges, right? And daily time frame perspective too, we have so much range going on there. And on 4 hour time frame, this is where we could be having an opportunity for a buyer for a sell. Now I'll be looking for a sell opportunity because right there we saw how the momentum shifted and hit that structure. And then we have this rejection all through these levels, and we can actually still wait and see the price momentum building back into this level before we have a sell. Currently sitting at about 98, about 99 per barrel. But let's see the reaction of this level, and this is looking good as well. So on the witty for this week, I'll be looking forward to see how the price will react to that zone, and actually Okay, so possibly we could actually see the price actually hitting this level before we have a sell in the future. And peradventure, if the price actually opens with a sell right there, the market is opening, and then we have this level, we have this structure being shifted, this lower price level being broken like this, and then what else should we be expecting? This is very simple. I'll just be waiting. If this happen like this, that means we should be expecting the price to move into this range before we have a sell going forward for this week on this one particularly. That means that our projection for a sell will be shifted from this price level to somewhere around here because this will now look more better for us to wait for as an extreme price level, which is at 107. So based on what we're looking at on this particularly without fundamental, this is the technical outlook on this one from the technical perspective for WT for this week. However, if we're looking for a short-term trade, then we should be looking forward to see this one right there as a reaction zone for us to sell from. And with that anticipation, it means wait for the price to get in here before we have that sell energy. Sorry, I just want to take this out. Okay. Ooh, I'm coming, place of meetings. Okay, I mean, if we want to do that, that means we should be waiting to see the price getting into this range and creating that shift like that. All right. But if the market is not doing this first, that means we should be waiting to see the price getting into this range. And that is what I'm saying about that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. And this is where we're stopping for this week. Whatever currency pair or your asset that you trade and you've been watching this series of videos over back to back over the weeks and I've not mentioned your currency pair, comment it in the comment section. I'm going to talk about it in the next one. And I wish you a very good trading week ahead of you and a fantastic one at that. Trade with proper risk management, do your own research, and this should be a meaningful week for you. I wish you the best and have a wonderful trading week ahead. Bye for now.